Now we're going to see what happens if you choose...
Co-workers were gone.
What is it? The
Stanley
escape
decided
route.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Because at the end of the day, Dosik, we are always...
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I'm suspicious. I'm very suspicious. I am the big suspicion.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Content!
Oh, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
I don't know how I feel about
So far,
this.
it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Oh, I guess while we're here and waiting for the elevator, I will be going to...
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
It's gonna be so... It's the same office. Please give me the same office and make him make a remark about it. I would love it.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
What I was saying is I will be going to Phoenix Fan Fest, Phoenix Comic-Con, whatever they want to call it, or whatever they're calling it now. I will be there this year, at least one day. I am hosting 2 panels, a voice acting panel and a narration panel on Saturday night, so I will be there Saturday. So if you guys want to come hit me up and hang out and meet, that would be the place to do it. But I will be attending Phoenix this year, so for once.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
My finger's gonna cramp. I'm gonna do it. Got it. Is that it? Was that it? Okay. That was...
Is that it?
Yep.
Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
He's so
with
bitter.
1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Here's your crown back. God damn. Oh, okay. I like how it's a picture of the original Office. It's very meta. That's so... To clarify, again, some of you are new to the Stanley Parable game, and I cannot recommend this game enough. Like, there is so much to it, and that was just one great example of what the game is very much like. It's a lot of commentary and a lot of, like, oh my god reaction.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
We all float down here, Stanley. The fuck? Ooh. Okay, I guess. Coffee nut. Oh, God. That's horrible. Daft. Stanley Parable in general is just a good game, so...
How cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be. Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special, and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Oh!
I call it the Memory Zone.
Oh, it's so nice.
I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Oh. Oh, this is so nice.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
I like how they duct taped over it. Wow, this is something else, man. The Mozilla Firefox. Wow. Smile because it happened. Wow. This is nuts. I like, oh, there's a sitting bench. Wow.
Je suis dans la mémorisation, c'est sur l'abri de l'eau, et je n'attends.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Yeah. Yep. Can't go down there. Persona 3, to be fair, was pretty good, so... Oh boy, howdy.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
Oh man.
The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Yeah, but when does it get bad, is what I want to know. The serious room. Like, you guys know that it's gotta go bad at some point, right?
These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
Oh.
What's this?
Hey, thank you so much for the bits.
No. Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here.
Oh no.
Reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh no. Oh my
I could
god.
not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Oh no. Oh my god. I like how it's like decrepit and falling apart and under construction. Oh my god. What a mood, Phoenix. I appreciate that, like, oh no.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let...
Oh no.
Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Listen, I said this wasn't a horror game, but here we are, so... My bad. Yeah, the imposter syndrome's hitting hard, man. This poor guy. He's just trying to do his best, damn it.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record.
Oh no.
Positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
That doesn't seem safe.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy rumination. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place.
Oh, wow.
I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait. How do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. Oh, Stanley, you're back.
Oh my God!
Oh my goodness, I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't
I'm stressed.
hear me once you push that button.
I'm very
That's
stressed.
what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that... Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had...
This is a conversation with my ex? Jesus.
After a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that...
I can't. Oh, is he just gone now? Interesting. Well, that's fucking annoying.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said.
Is he okay?
He didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world.
Yeah, yep, this is a pretty hardcore breakdown. So, we just gonna keep doing this.
Is never the end, 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 is never the end.
It's fucking me up right now, man. This is pretty hardcore. Oh my god. Well, so much for that. I like how the world is slowly falling apart around us, because we have no idea how much time is passing at this point. It is. It's an existential crisis speedrun. That's pretty much what this has turned into. Look at how beautiful nature is taking things back, though. It's pretty great. I can appreciate nature taking back over. This is beautiful. So do we just keep going? Oh. Well, it was nice a minute ago. What happened? Is that the sound of an eldritch horror? What's going on? What the fuck was that? Well, I said it wasn't a horror game. Oh, look, outside. Is this where a sandworm comes out? Because that's what I'm expecting. So... the button just doesn't work anymore, or... Nope. So guys, this is home. This is where I live. You know. What if I just walk in one direction? Okay. I guess that was a third ending? A fourth ending? A third.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I don't know what ending we're on anymore.
To the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content!
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
They got the new. I think this is the last one I'm gonna play out of Stanley Parable for now, because my brain is overloaded with all this new content. So it's not just new, it's new. I feel like I've been playing Arkham Knight, and I feel like this is pretty much where we're at with this.
On the Stanley Parable, and about how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be.
So what did you do?
Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh, well, this doesn't look safe at all. The end is never the end again.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
I mean, it's a nice office.
Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? The Stanley Parable 2. Now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Oh, I am having a fucking conniption right now. Oh my god. Oh wow.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh, I'm uncomfortable. Louder, angrier, and have access to a time machine.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Infinite hole. The reassurance bucket. All right, the reassurance bucket has my attention. I gotta know what the reassurance bucket is. The merch wall. Jesus fucking Christ. All right, I gotta know. What is the reassurance bucket?
Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart.
Where's the bucket?
As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body.
I'm very uncomfortable.
Can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Thanks, narrator.
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they?
I don't know, do they?
All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
So should I put the bucket, do I keep holding the bucket? I guess I just hold the bucket. I have a bucket now.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already. Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons.
Get well someday.
Get well someday and happy 12th birthday. Which would you go with?
Get well someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Great.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
Get the new free easy achievement. Pull the lever, receive your achievement. No more steps. It just works.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you're... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature.
Fair enough.
We hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Fair enough. Is there a way to, like, manipulate it? Can I manipulate the machine? Nope, can't manipulate the machine. Anything? Anything? Nope. Fair enough. Well, I tried. I just wanted the dopamine.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Where did it say not to screenshot? Because... was it...
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh well.
I thought you were supposed
it can just
to.
Be a nice decorative piece then.
I didn't know. All right. How do I screenshot? Do we know how to screenshot? Oh, F12. I guess nothing happened. It didn't do anything. But I've got my bucket, guys, and to be honest with you, that's all that fucking matters. Collectibles. Oh.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
So that's good to know. I like how it's people reaching for a light. God, this is horrifying. What am I supposed to do here? Oh, I keep walking toward... Well, that was very, like, Spyro of them. Okay. Strange.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Alright then. I mean... I guess we'll check out the button now that I have my bucket. I feel like the bucket was the true hero here.
In Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is.
Fair enough.
Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience.
I will only be known as Jim now.
I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes, you see.
I am Jim
What a thrill,
Ivy.
What a rush. That was you. The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
I've got no words. This is a fucking mess. So,
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this. An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
So, oh, the infinite hole. We forgot about the infinite hole. We gotta hit the infinite hole first, and then we're on our way. Also, I'm really sad the no screenshots thing didn't do anything. Gives me the big sad. I like how nobody's gonna fucking understand that, MDosik. No one will understand Jim Ivy. Well,
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
but what if I don't? What if falling is truly what we were meant to do all along?
Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole.
What do you
I don't
mean?
want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity.
What do you
From one perspective,
what do you
the
mean?
Infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there.
Really attacked by this narrator, goddamn!
Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on.
I'm
just
pressing
be up here
now.
when you're ready.
It was really mean. It puts the lotion on its skin or it gets the hose again. All right, I'm done.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Well, that was fucking riveting. They need to find. Wow! Did we just ask Rick if their ex has an infinite hole too? Hey, creep! How is the creepy pee? It does. It says mostly now. I appreciate that. Well, I think we've pretty much seen everything. The button that says gym! Well, I guess that's it. Well, I suppose that we can go. Now? To the exit? Good talk. Okay. Exit? Exit. I still have my bucket, though. That's all that matters deep down inside for me. My reassurance bucket. It does not. I just tried.
Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
I mean, I don't really have a choice. You know? Oh, wow. That's weird.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Okay. Are you ready?
No.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this.
Yeah, it's true. Hey, Carter, thank you so much for the follow.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
No.
I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they wouldn't stand on their own.
No.
They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original.
Yeah.
Wait. Maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course.
Oh, Jesus.
With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could, but it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh, boy. I don't know about that.
Oh, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh my god, why does it start like a horror game?
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee...
Okay, so we... Oh my god! The balloons! Oh no.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up.
Where's my
Why was
bucket?
he not doing it?
Where's my bucket? The bucket!
Stanley picked up the bucket.
It's my reassurance bucket. Guys, it's it. I'm reassured. It's fine.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
So I'm sad because Get Well Someday was my shit. Honestly, but that's fine. Alright, so the game appears to be continuing accordingly. The updates are in place.
Still no one was here.
So
The bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
I appreciate...
Perhaps his boss's office was coming to a staircase. Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
It's become about me and the fucking bucket, and that's all I could ask for.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soup. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Jim Ivy and the Bucket Adventures. Yeah, it says the sequel is now paused.
Found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all
Praise
of
be the
only
bucket.
the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
I'm gonna make...
By that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I'm gonna make a shirt, a merch shirt that is me and the bucket, and that's it. That's gonna be the whole fucking Jim Ivy and the Bucket Adventures. That's it. That's this whole game.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate.
Oh boy.
It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Alright, so we're going back to do one more
The
ending.
bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
No, we did not.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
What? I mean, alright. What? I mean, the bucket... You can't take away my bucket,
The
narrator.
door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
It's time, bucket. Oh. Oh God. Oh no, what have I done? Oh, Jesus, what is this? Oh, holy shit! Okay, wait.
Word into
Oh.
motion, and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise. Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's comfort had turned out to be.
Oh,
Sure, it puts the mind
what have I done?
at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death?
What?
This is
Wait.
what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
It's the end, guys. Hello?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
What?
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are raging.
Oh my God.
But this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within. A cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were, in ignorance and darkness? No thoughts, head empty, only bucket.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a
Damn!
and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
25 buckets. A photograph of 25 buckets, the greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. A bucket with 2 handles. This bucket is depicted as having 2 handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death for just attempting it. Inferno bucket. A replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains: no one can control a bucket. What the fuck? Cave drawing. While we know the bucket predates the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures. This is killing me.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance, inevitably, is for our own good. Did I do?
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together.
I took the bucket.
That will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader.
I gotta know. I gotta know.
New vision.
Do we play as the bucket now? Blood for the bucket god! Is the bucket still there?
Can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
I'm gonna stop there, because that was a bit much for me. The existential crisis, the existential fucking crisis of buckets. I feel like I learned a lot. The bucket lives. We will live as a bucket again. That was fucking horrendous, is what that was. I'm not even really sure what to think about that. This is the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, also Stanley Parable 2, / sequel. whatever they want to call it. The bucket cares not from whence the blood flows. Spagoot, you were correct. Again, I'm Autumn Ivy. This was the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition. This has been a trip. I liked the Stanley Parable anyway when it initially came out, but this is a whole other level of commentary that I did not expect from this game, and I am having some like internalized screaming now. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I hope you had fun. If you guys want to check this game out, I definitely would recommend it. There are a lot of endings. There are a lot of things to do. I quite enjoy this game as a whole. Shout out to MDosik for being there, editing, and also being a great mod. So I really appreciate you. If you guys want to check things out, don't forget you can find me on direct.me/xxautumnivyxx. That would be there. The here is better. But yeah, direct.me/xxautumnivyxx. Otherwise, though, you will see more VODs being put up. I will also be streaming again this week. I'm going to try to be a little more consistent, but it's seeming like Tuesday mornings into the afternoon is probably going to be a great day for me for that. So, but yeah, Schmatreon, Schmonly, Schmans, and Schmansley people. Cirrus Victoria is the first photo shoot of this month. I will be completing that on Friday, so you guys will get that this weekend. So please be patient with me. I just want to make sure that it is perfect before I release it. Otherwise, though, I will also have some new audios and a few other new things, including a new workout video. So if you guys are subbed, that is the place to go. Again, direct.me/xxautumnivyxx. Okay, bye! Be good to each other, be good to yourselves, drink some water, take a nap.